Hey, welcome to the Wildling Podcast. Today is going to be very casual because that is the theme. I am very casual right now and gross because I am post gym and it's extremely hot and it's summer. Normally, normally I would not be sitting anywhere in my house after just coming from the gym, but I had to get on a Zoom call and I just did not have time. So I'm just going to clean the chair after. I just needed to say that. But I was trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about today, and I just feel like that's kind of that's really kind of the vibe, isn't it? Just being gross for the summer. It's not what I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about just kind of an overview of, I guess, health and fitness stuff because it's important for everyone and it it affects you in every way possible. It affects not only your physical health, but your mental health. It's in all aspects, it makes a difference. I could deep dive at some point, but I think for now, I'm just because the theme is casual, I'm going to keep it casual. And no, if you're wondering, I did not wear my hair down at the gym. No, absolutely not. I, let's see, where do we start? Where do we start with this? Because it is okay. You know what? Here's where we start. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I'm none of those things. So there's your disclaimer. I was a personal trainer. I used to be. My certifications are not up to date. I've thought about updating them, but I haven't in a long time. I am in a course for a 500-hour yoga teacher training, so that's nice. I have never been certified in yoga before. The certification that I'm considering getting is, what was it? Strength and conditioning. I used to have just a regular personal fitness trainer, and I used to have senior fitness trainer. But anyway, so I'm coming from this as maybe you could say a former semi-professional. Well, I was a professional, but you know what I mean. Like at this point, I'm not. So not in that field anymore. But I'm still not a doctor, still not any of that. I think that this topic does need to be covered more across the board. Unfortunately, a lot of people spread misinformation, shocking, and it is a massive undertaking to learn things in health and fitness. Well, fitness and nutrition. Let's go with fitness and nutrition because there's so much information out there. There's so many fads. There's so many things to follow. So let's break it down a little bit. Well, also take into consideration your own health, your own needs, because that is important. Like for me and my health, I have a just a fuck ton of health issues. So the way that I work out, I can't do anything really crazy anymore. I can't do HIIT training, which now there have been some things to show that HIIT training is actually not great for women because of our hormones. It's just not a great thing to do. And that's something else is know when you're looking into nutrition and fitness that most of the studies have been done for men and with men in mind. If you are a woman, then you need to be taking into consideration your cycle and how it affects a woman's body. Maybe there's information out there about it, maybe there's not. More likely, there's not. But there are some people out there that actually have tried to do studies on this. So don't give up and listen to your body during this process. If you are starting to feel worse, that's counterintuitive. I'm not saying that it's not going to be difficult. It can be difficult. You can have to show up when you don't want to show up. You can feel sore after. Things like that, normal. But if you're feeling like a flare up, if you have medical issues, if you're feeling totally run down and drained, if you are feeling like a lot of pain, that kind of stuff, not great. Not great. How can you change up what you're doing to be a more beneficial for your own body? And that is something else. This needs to be tailored to you specifically and your needs, which again makes it more difficult to narrow down what's going to be right for you. The biggest thing with that is not to compare. If you're watching fitness influencers, any content creators that do fitness, those are some that they're doing their own thing and that's their job. They don't have to consider working 40 hours a week or however many hours a week and fit in the gym and fit in meal prepping and fit in all this other stuff because that is their job. So that is how they get to spend their time. Also, it makes it so much easier. It makes it so much easier when that is your focal point. So that's the kind of content you put out and that's your lifestyle. For everyone else, it's not as easy, especially if you're already working a demanding job, whether it's physically demanding or mentally taxing. That can also alter how you work out and how it affects you. Having said that, it is good for everyone to do weight training. It does not have to be extremely heavy weights. It does not have to be the most intensive thing all the time, but the body needs that kind of resistance as we age. It's needed. It's great to stay active no matter what, but having that strength training in where you are challenging your muscles, it's great for your bones. It's just so good for your body. And a muscle, if you don't use it, you lose it. It really does deteriorate over time. And that's why so many people, when they are seniors, they are frail. And that's scary. Like one fall could break their hip. It could be absolutely detrimental in so many ways. But then you also see people who are into fitness. They do strength train. They do a lot of activities. They do things that are for their health, for their bodies, and they age so much better and healthier. And it's not as scary if you have a fall because your body is going to have more resilience to it. It's going to be stronger. It's going to be able to handle things so much better. You will age better if you consistently exercise. And that does need to be more than just going for walks. Walking is amazing. It's great for the body, it's great for our mental health. It's phenomenal. I'm not saying don't do that. You should definitely do that. But you should also do other things as well. That is resistance training. Something that is really great if you don't want to get into the gym and do any of the weights, get some resistance bands and learn how to work with those. Or even doing some calisthenics as well. That's a really difficult thing. You might think, oh, well, it's just lifting my body. There's a lot of people that can lift a lot of weight in the gym, but they cannot lift their own body. Or in a way that calisthenics people can lift their bodies. It is not an easy thing to be able to do, but it is a great thing. And having a mixture of different types of fitness is the best. That is the best thing because you're giving your body so many different styles of exercise. You're going to age better. Your body's going to respond really well to that. Instead of it always being exactly the same thing, your body can get used to it. But at the same time, try not to feel too overwhelmed with, oh, great, now I have to do everything that I can think of. I have to take a dance class and I have to go for a walk every day, get my 10,000 steps in, and I have to go and weight train and I have to go do calisthenics and it doesn't have to be all that. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Find a way that is making it feel good for you. I do think that people should do ask your doctor if you need to. Strength training 2, three, even better, times a week and hit all the muscles when you do it because you don't want to leave things out. So you don't want to just, oh, well, I'm gonna do glutes three times a week, and that's the only thing that you train. Other muscles may be getting some activation while you're doing it, but you need to hit it all. It all needs to get that attention. And mixing it up is great, but also finding something that is right for you, that's even more important because if you absolutely hate, I don't know, going to the gym and lifting weights, you hate it, it's miserable, you're never actually going to stick with it, then there's not really much point in that. What would be better than not doing anything at all would be finding something that you do enjoy. Maybe that is going outside and it's like play because it feels very playful and fun to go outside, go for a walk, and then do some pull-ups and push-ups and leg raises and things like that that are outside. That's still getting some of that calisthenic movement in, yes, but it's giving your body some more resistance and it needs to feel challenging. It does need to feel challenging. If you love dance, Pilates, that's great. You still need to make sure that you're doing the ones that give you some resistance as well because your body is getting conditioned and my God, probably looks phenomenal. But you still need to make sure that like you put on some ankle weights or something. That's helpful. Um, again, any exercise is better than not doing it at all, but it's still really good for the body to have in our bone health, particularly for women, to have more than what am I trying to say? I guess more of that kind of strength training. And you don't have to go all out extreme. Like I said, find something that you really enjoy, something that you're going to stick to, or if you start getting bored with it, change it up. That's something else. You can change it up. You can always decide that you don't like something anymore and now you need to do a totally and completely different thing. That's great as well. Also recommend doing MMA if you can. It's super expensive. Health stuff is a factor. Going to the right place is important. I haven't been able to do it in a long time because it's very expensive, but I would love to get back into it. I would love to get back into dance. Like, there's so many other things that I would like to be doing. But again, these are things that are, it's exercise. It is exercise. It's a great thing to do for your overall health. It's great for mind, body, and soul. I'm telling you, choking somebody out, it just feels right. Obviously, you don't want to take it that far. If they're smart, they tap. Anyway, um, just find stuff that you enjoy and that feels really good for you, even if it starts off as at-home workouts and you build up from there. Turn on a YouTube of uh, somebody taking you through a home workout. There's a lot of them out there. So do that. Maybe one day you want to do a yoga one or do both. Do a Pilates video and then a yoga video. Do just an at-home workout video and put on some ankle weights and grab, or if you can buy some dumbbells that are a good resistance for you, then do that and do those workouts. What you need to focus on the most is your form and your breath. You cannot forget to breathe properly, and your form needs to be correct. If your spine is out of alignment, you are not doing yourself any favors and you can get hurt. If you are trying to do way too much weight than you can actually handle, you are not doing yourself any favors and you can get hurt. You also need to do a warm up. You need to warm up your muscles in your body before you give them that extra kind of, before you slaughter them, basically. And you don't have to do really heavy weights. My body, I found out because I was always trying to do weights that felt as challenging as possible. Well, not always, but I guess more recently, because I was trying to build that muscle. And then I kept, my body was telling me, I don't like it. I kept getting sicker. I'm always sick, but sicker, flare-ups, all the things. And then I found out for for me and my body, that's actually not the way to do it. That's not the best way. I was I needed to do the lighter weights, but still challenging. It still needs to be challenging and heavier, or not heavier, but more repetitions. And that my body does better with. And it it can't be as often. And doing like those splits, not great for me. Splits as in like the push pull kind of split. And yeah, that my body doesn't really respond well to that either. I do better if I don't know what it is, but I do better if I'm doing like full body workout. And I'm still trying to figure out what I like and what feels really good for that. I'm getting back into a new routine with it. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still making adjustments as I go. And that's something else. Make adjustments as you go. If you want a workout plan, there's tons of them available, but you can even go into using AI for that. It can be a great starting point. Just put in your stats. Like I am a female, this is my age or age range. I am moderately active and say your height and your weight and then your goals. Like I want to lose 20 pounds and build muscle. I want to specifically build my glutes. I need a program. Give me a program for 3 days a week, or give me a program for 5 days a week. And it'll give you that. And you can make adjustments from there. It simplifies it because a lot of people get really, really overwhelmed with not even knowing where to start, or they go in and they just don't know what to do. And that's fine. But it's just a learning curve and you'll get there. And the little tools like that are actually really beneficial. But again, get that form down pat. And if you're not sure, then ask your gym for um, a session with a trainer. Often you get a free session with a trainer with your membership. So you might not even have to pay anything to be able to do that. Just ask them for somebody that's really good about form and teaching form because that's what you're really after. If it's a kind of place that's gonna be really shitty about it and try to talk you into just giving them extra money that you don't have because you have to get this trainer and you're never gonna be able to be without a trainer, that's not great. That's not good. Even a trainer is supposed to be able to teach you how to do it on your own. So you're not always relying on having them. You can if you want, if that's like how you get your accountability, or if you just really enjoy it. But the point is to be able to be comfortable in doing it on your own so you don't feel like you have to have them. So be careful about who you go to. And of course, you might find some trainers that you connect better with than others, and that's okay too. It's kind of just part of it. Don't feel like you have to stick with the first trainer that you go to if it doesn't feel like a good fit. You can always ask to change it or finish out with them and then go to somebody different and see how you like that better. Finding a gym that you're comfortable with and a time is also important, of course. Same with classes. If you want to go to any classes, try different ones, even if it's the exact same class, but it's a different instructor, then try that out. Try the different instructors out. That way you can really decide which one you like the most. I definitely played favorites when I was doing fitness classes at one of my old gyms. I played favorites. There were some that I really enjoyed over others. Doesn't necessarily mean that you can't go to another class with another instructor if that's what fits into your schedule and they weren't available, your favorite wasn't available that day or whatever. Figure it out. It'll be fine. just try not to go a long time without working out. And if you've never worked out in your life and you're 50, it's not too late. You better get your ass working out because you need it. It is so good for you and it can improve your health even where you're at now. It is so much better to just do it and to start, build your way up. You don't have to go super crazy right off the bat. Build your way up to it. Also, so you won't stop doing it. And to prevent any kind of injury or just getting into that frenzy of doing something new, it can be a little bit difficult for some people to not go overboard, but start, get into doing it. It is extremely beneficial. It doesn't matter your age, do it. Just get started in it. Even kids are starting to work out now. Teenagers are starting to work out more now. And it's great to see. It's great to see. Even years ago, you would never, well, hardly ever see women in the weight rooms in the gym because it was just like a sausage fest. It was all men in there. Women were told basically not to weight train because you'd look like a man, or they were just intimidated and uncomfortable about being in there because it was almost entirely men in there. I fucking went anyway. But then finally, we started seeing women coming in, and that's one of the great things about what has happened with social media and these fitness influencers and fitness content creators. It has really pushed this new thing of women finally getting into the gym and not just taking fitness classes or doing it in that way, but like really getting into the weight rooms. And now I see a lot of women in the weight rooms, and they're putting in more work than the men. They're lifting correctly. Some of them are lifting heavier and they're doing more. I see a lot of guys mostly just kind of messing around, but whatever. If that's what you want to do, just get out of the way. Just get out of the way. If you're just there on your phone taking up space for no other reason that you're just taking for freaking ever instead of putting in the work, get out of the way. Let somebody else use that. Get off the squat rack. Anyway, it's it's very healthy for everyone to exercise. Try not to get too overwhelmed with all the different modalities. Just get started with something that sounds good. But again, you need a whole body workout because it's all important. All your bones, all your muscles, all your ligaments, all your tendons, all of it is very important. The blood flow is important. Your heart health is important. Your lungs, it is all so important to be able to exercise it and give it the proper training and mix it up. Try to have fun with it. I have a love-hate relationship with the gym. My preference would be just going outside and doing like some sort of fun thing or dance, yoga. That's the stuff that I really like to do, but that doesn't mean that I don't get my ass in the gym. And with nutrition, that's like a whole other ball game. Again, you can put your stats into ChatGPT and ask it, including your goals, and ask it for a meal prep recommendation for the week, and it'll do that. And you can also cater it to whatever your specific needs are. If you have a gluten intolerance, then say without gluten. Put it if that is a good starting point for you, then start there. If you need to print that off and ask a nutritionist, then do that. But a lot of people get really overwhelmed. It just feels so daunting that they don't know where to start, they don't know what to follow. And that, like I said, a lot of fads, a lot of trends, and that's not necessarily a good thing. Every time some new wave of trendy nutrition thing comes in, I'm just like, oh my God, here we go again. Here we freaking go again. It keeps happening. Don't worry so much about that. Don't worry so much about that stuff. Just because it's a trend doesn't mean that it's what's going to be best for you. And it also doesn't mean that you would respond well to it or enjoy it. Find what works for you. People give me shit because well, I was vegetarian for the longest time because I love animals so much. So that was my choice. It was for the animals. And I researched it. I also researched it, and that's what felt right for me. And then I I went full vegan, like when my health stuff from allergic reaction, I I went full vegan, changed my diet completely. Now it's extremely strict, but I don't really have a choice because I have a lot of allergies now. I think mast cell activation syndrome is what happened, and that's what feels fitting. My doctor said it's really hard to confirm that, but based off of symptoms and things, like until we can confirm it, if because you have to be like actively having a reaction to do the test. And I have avoided everything possible, so I don't want to have to get that test anyway because that means that I've done fucked up somewhere. And I don't want to do that. So we're kind of going off with that's probably what it is. And if you've dealt with that, then you understand like that means your body is hypersensitive to absolutely everything all the time. And it is terrible. Terrible. Anyway, just because I am a very strict eater and vegan, sorry, I've got cat fur that's like tickling my nose, but he's so cute. He's in my lap right now. And I keep petting him, so yeah. Anyway, just because I eat the way that I do doesn't mean I think everybody else has to eat that way. I don't care how other people eat. And I catch shit for it all the time because people have also made the comments of like, "Oh, I'm sorry I'm eating meat around you." Like, I don't care. If that is your choice, that is your choice. Would I prefer that the animals were left the hell alone? Of course. But if you were like strictly carnivore diet, then do that. Like if that's what works for you and you like that, sure, do it. I feel like it's good to get fruits and stuff and like all those nutrients, but I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's like, why do I care? Honestly, why do I care? Why do people care about how I eat? They shouldn't. But I get a lot of shit for it, and I have gotten a lot of shit for it. For some reason, people take it as like a personal attack. Like, I don't care about you how you eat. You stop caring about how I eat. How about we just leave each other the fuck alone when it comes to our food? How about that? Let's do that. And having said that, if I could eat whatever I wanted again, oh my God, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I miss Italian food the most. But yeah, there's a lot of things on my list of stuff that I absolutely miss. And would be great if I could eat again. Pizza would be the first thing. Oh my God. Pizza, yeah. My favorite food in the entire world. Haven't had it in almost a decade. It's travesty, truly. Anyway, I I personally, and this is a personal thing, but I do feel very cautious of any kind of diet plan that tells you not to have fruit or don't have fruit and vegetables. I just feel like that's like the body needs that though. There's so many great nutrients and macronutrients in that. Vitamins, minerals, just so much good stuff there. That's strange to feel like you can't have that. But, you know, if your body's reacting weird to it, or if it has to be, some people are really sensitive to raw food as well, so they have to have it cooked. Like, if you've got shit like that going on, you've got some bigger shit going on than diet and high, same. But the diet obviously is really going to highly affect your health. It is important. The number one thing that you need to do across the board, no matter who you are with diet, is to stay away from processed foods, sugars, and fried foods, shit like that. Processed foods, as in like almost everything that they give you in America. A chemical shitstorm, really. Not actual real food is really involved. It's like chips, the can like boxed cookies that are already pre-made in the store, been packaged on shelves forever. It's in a lot of stuff. If you look at the ingredients and you've got a long list of ingredients, and it's not just seasoning, then that's probably not a good thing. Probably not great for you. Natural flavoring, not great. Artificial flavoring, not great. Artificial sweeteners, terrible for you. Just because you're like getting away from the calories of it, not good for you at all. Horrible for your brain. Should definitely try to stay away from that. If you're gonna do it anyway, fuck it. Go ahead. It's your body. Do it, but you shouldn't. That also doesn't mean that you can never have it unless you have a bad reaction. That doesn't mean that you can never have those things. So if you want to have a freaking slice of cake just because you feel like it on a random Tuesday, then do it. It's fine if that's what feels right for you. It's just if you're doing it every single day, that's a problem. Everyone should also be highly limiting their alcohol. A lot of people don't like to hear that because we have like high functioning alcoholism in society and it is so normalized that it's considered weird if you don't drink. That's strange as fuck. But that's where we're at. But you should limit alcohol. If you have alcohol every day, even if it's wine, that is a problem. And it's not good for your body. And by the way, wine is not like it used to be. A long time ago, wine did used to be pretty medicinal. Like there was shit in it that was actually good. Not anymore. So be careful with that. And of course, any sort of vaping, smoking, substances, all the substances. Be so careful with that. Energy drinks, what the fuck are you doing? That is so bad for your brain. That's not good for you either. Too much caffeine, not good. Not good. Does that mean you can't have your morning coffee if that is gonna get you through the fucking day and you can't go without it and you're gonna be absolutely miserable without it? Then have your coffee. Sure. But maybe don't have three more coffees at least. I'm not gonna tell you how to do your health and fitness. I'm just starting the conversation. And I know it's all over the place and it's not done well. I know that. I'm very aware. I'm tired and that makes me more rambly. Well, I'm always tired, but I'm like extra tired right now and all over the place. That's not helpful. I I I also had zero plans going into this. Wasn't the best way to go about it. But the biggest takeaway is to find stuff that works well for you. Don't worry about the fads or any of that kind of crap. Go for what works well for you. And even when it comes to nutrition, don't worry about the fads, but also there's a lot of people that, oh, it worked great in the beginning because you cut out processed foods, you cut out alcohol, you cut out sugar. Of course, your body's going to enjoy that. Probably going to go through some detox symptoms as well. Know that that can happen if you're giving up anything like sugar, alcohol, whatever. If you're giving up something that your body has been subjected to be having a high tolerance for, you might end up with some detox symptoms whenever you start cutting this stuff out. Doesn't mean stop, just maybe be aware that that can happen. Sometimes during detox as well, emotional stuff comes out, like traumas come out. It's very interesting. And I guess while I'm bringing that up, I should also mention that if you're doing any official cleanse, be so careful at the one that you choose. Just because somebody popular told you about this thing doesn't mean that that's a great way to do it because you can end up getting those toxins like in your brain. They don't like just get flushed out like they're supposed to. So be careful and know that some traumas, some emotions, like some things that you had buried, the body held on to that, and somehow like food gets correlated with that a lot as well. So if you're cleansing, that kind of stuff can come up for people. Just be aware, be ready to support yourself through that, and hydrate. I don't know why so many people have such a hard time hydrating. I think we were all chronically dehydrated back in the day, and now we're much better about it, but still, a lot of people still don't drink enough. Drink more water. If I've heard so many people like, I don't know how you drink so much water. I'd be peeing all the time. You get past that point and you need that. That means your body's trying to flush some shit out. Let that happen. Get through that phase and then keep drinking water. What do you mean? You are so dehydrated. Yeah. Anyway, there are obvious things to avoid that is not good for you. So avoid those as much as possible. And with exercise, at least get some damn movement in. Move your body, get some good resistance in. Movement, yes, but mix things up as well because it's good for you. And make sure your form is good. Like I said, stretching is amazing. Everybody should be stretching. It's so good. It's so good for the body. What else? I think the food thing is probably the biggest issue for a lot of people, especially in the States, because how much is actually clean for us anyway at this point? Probably nothing. Probably nothing. But anyway, find what works for you. If it works for you for a short period of time, like the hell was that really fad diet that was going on for a while? People still mention it sometimes. I can't think of the name of it, but keto. Oh my God, keto. It was such a fad. And some people still talk about. And then it come to find out, not good for women, especially with our hormonal fluctuations through our cycles. Our cycle, yeah. So that's awesome. Guess what? Cold plunge isn't either. Not great for women. Yeah. Huge fad though. And again, that was based off I hope you can't hear that clicking. That's really annoying. I'm trying to stir my juice. Sorry about that, if you could hear that. Anyway, the study was done on I think probably by a woman that realized, oh, all of these cold plunge benefits have only been tested on men. Let's see how it does for oh, not great for women and the hormones. Shit. Yeah, oh shit. Yeah, oh shit. But if you love it, whatever, do it. Uh, keto diet, right, back to that. So some people find great benefit short term, not long term. So be aware of that. It's just too much. Honestly, this is really the conclusion. It's too fucking much, all of it. Being a human is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Why do we have to worry about how we eat and exercise? Why can't we just fucking live? Because other humans have done fucked it all up. That's why. And now we have to be vigilant. We have to be aware. We have to do all the right things. And it's annoying and it's frustrating. But at the end of the day, how do you like for it to be? What is right for you? I'm not going to tell you how to do it. Don't follow a trend. Don't follow some bullshit. Just take care of your health however you can, as often as you can, and fuck the rest. Okay. See you next time. Sorry this was all over the place and it really sucked, but sometimes you get what you get. If you want any of the links, they're in the notes. Bye. I'm going to shower.